Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is? Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And for those of you who like these type of videos, please remember to click like down below. I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee. And yeah, it really is that early. It's like 5 a.m. here right now. I thought I would knock this video out. People are asking me, what are you drinking lately? Actually, right now, messing with some Death Wish. One of my clients sent me a bag of Death Wish, who have been coaching for a little while. I'm happy with the coaching. He just sent me some Death Wish coffee, and I appreciate that, brother. But a lot of people were linking me yesterday. They're like, Jason, Alpha Destiny, Alexander Leonidas, bench 395. What do you think about that? And before I even got over to look at it, there were some other serious bench pressers who came over and said, look, not saying the guy's bench isn't improving, because it clearly is, but that is not going to be the same as a 395 comp bench. And it's not me saying that. If you guys go through the comments, and some guys will comment below, you can see their own videos. But we're talking guys who bench 400 plus in competition, with competition videos up, sanctioned lifts, with calibrated plates with judges who are benching over 400. Okay, they're there, and some of them were commenting. And they didn't have anything nice to say about the fact that people were calling it 395. And they were just saying, look, he can't bench 395, right? And that's the problem, is that it's being portrayed that way, or that people are interpreting it that way. Not saying his bench hasn't improved. And I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I mean, let's be honest. Alex's bench has come a long way in the last couple of years. Like, it is substantial improvements. And I am taking that policy these days with my videos, that if I can't say something nice about somebody, don't say anything at all, right? And we do need to give credit where credit's due. If you're going to call people out for something they get wrong, call it out, but give them credit for what they get right. Alex's bench pressing strength has really come along a long way. He's got his bench technique. He's got his training for it now dialed in. What he was doing a few years ago that I was making fun of is still stupid. His training was really bad. It was bad. However, this is closing in on the end of 2019. His training, at least upper body training, is dramatically improved. Doesn't change the history of the fake lifts. It doesn't change any of that stuff, but the training's improved, right? He's not obviously not running naturally enhanced anymore. He's running like his own version of conjugate method for upper body for bench specialization, right? That's what he's doing these days. And conjugate method and training do work. He's been following a lot of Louis Simmons' stuff, a lot of Matt Winning stuff, right? It does work. Okay, clearly he's got his training dialed in for the bench. Clearly got his special supplementation dialed in. All that's coming along. Now, it's funny though, you'll get people who will say, Jason, are you worried about him? And they'll do this stuff like I'm supposed to be salty because the guy's bench is getting good, and that's not the reality of it. You know what? If someone beats me in a competition, they beat me in a competition. If I lose a powerlifting meet to someone else, who am I supposed to blame? Myself. If they beat me, I need to do better, right? Either I need to just accept that loss gracefully, or I need to do better. But what people need to remember, I'm a power lifter, not a bench press specialist. I'm stronger than he is. And it's just simple reality. And it's even relative strength. You go to a Wilks score, if he showed up at a comp. If I went and did a powerlifting meet next month and Alex showed up and did the same meet, okay, who would win on Wilks score? Even cross-class Wilks score? I would. It's simple reality. Is he a better bencher than me? Yes. And go back over that point. Is he a better bencher than me? Yeah, of course, obviously. Could he beat me at an actual full strength sport? Nope. But his bench is good. Kid's bench is good. Can't take that away from him. But the thing, though, that bothered a lot of people was that, and it was the bench press specialist, is that people are calling it a 395 bench. And I think Rep in Buffalo, who I think has, like a 440 comp bench, raw, weighing like 190 something. So, I mean, the guy's a crazy legit bench presser. He came in and said, look, I watched it. You guys need to quit calling it a 395 bench. The guy has probably can't bench 375 meet legal right now. And that was his opinion. Okay, let's set aside my opinion. You know what? I don't have a 440 raw competition bench. He does. And his opinion is that straight up, and he said his straight up comments were, if he put 375 on the bar in a meet, he would miss it right now. Okay? And the point is that people don't understand how much benefit you get out of some of the things that people do. And mainly it's because of the bouncing and the elbow sleeves. Those elbow sleeves are not allowed in raw competition. You get substantial increase out of them. And it's not because they add stability, it's because they're a spring, right? They're like a rubber band wrapped around your elbows, and they give you spring out of the bottom. And when you do a bounce bench, it gives you carryover. Now, are you going to get insane amounts out of it? No. No. You can get out of a touch and go or a bounce bench with elbow sleeves, how much is a person can get? I don't know. 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds? I don't know. That's so subjective, it's hard to call. Now, Rep in Buffalo thinks it's more than 20 pounds. That's his opinion. Guy's qualified to have a good opinion on the bench press. He is a bench press specialist with like a 440 bench. Benching over double his body weight in comp. So he's reasonable credentials to have an opinion. That was his opinion. What we do know is that Alex missed the 355 a few months ago with Jeff Nippert, right? They benched together. That 355 was a no lift. That was a no lift. And I'm saying that as a meat judge. That's being unbiased, being totally fair, someone who is a sanctioned meat judge. That's a missed lift. Now, it's still stronger than he was a year before. You bet it is. But, you know, you don't go from a 355 missed lift to a few months later with minimal weight gain. You don't put 40 pounds on your bench. It's just reality. Is his bench probably better? Do I think, let's come over to the point. Do I think that if he were to try 355 right now, he'd make it? Yeah, I think he would. I think he would. I think he'd be good for it. He missed the one in that video, but his bench is better. He'd make it. He'd make it. But people, again, are asking, what's your opinion? And that's the only thing people would say, Jason, why are you making this video? Because I had like 57 people ask me my opinion. Well, that many people want my opinion, I'm going to give it. And I'll be respectful, I'll be positive. The guy's bench press has come along. His bench is getting really good. Bench is getting good. I do wish he would actually do full powerlifting. I wish he would train his legs and squat and deadlift and kind of stop with the silly, goofy, show-off stuff there. Because it's not representative of what his real deadlift is, and I've always said that, and I'll always stand to that. You know, a 700-pound high-handle trap bar deadlift is not the same as being able to actually pull 600. People who can do 700 on that lift can't deadlift 600 usually, right? Let's just be realistic. It's not accurate. Same thing with the behind the back thing. It doesn't carry over. You have big leverage advantages, not the same thing. I'm not saying it's not good, but that's kind of the point that I made in the past. Those are show-off lifts. They're show-off lifts. They're not actually the real deal. You can't compare them apples to apples. Because when you get under the bar, you're going to find it's not the case. You go over to the real lift, you're going to find, well, I'm not as strong as I thought I was. And I think that's the concern that some people have, even with a little bit of what he's still doing, is that if it's being called a bench press, it's not representative of an actual bench press. No one's saying it's not strong. No one's saying he hasn't improved dramatically, because he clearly has. That's the concern, is that the fanboys see the stuff like that and then they say, hey, he can bench 395. Well, he can't bench 395. He can bounce press with elbow sleeves 395. Not the same thing. It isn't the same thing. But could he probably get the 355 that he missed with that video he did with Jeff Nippert? Sure, of course he could. Of course he could. I think he could now. Which means that his bench is improved. So again, I'll give him props for that. The guy's bench is going up. It's good stuff. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. and I will talk to you guys next time.